But I really want to say that I am really disappointed in our congressman and the president
For
and for their stand on what they're calling it gun control. The fact of the matter is, Congress nor the president nor any local official can truly control guns.
you could try. Try to take
Well,
them all.
let's just say, let's see it's something they did try to control. Let's look at the Temperance Act, which was to stop and ban alcohol production, transport, and consumption. In the 20s, called prohibition.
Oh, back in the 20s. Okay.
Okay, now, it worked, didn't it? It ended all this stuff, and there were no more drunks, there was no more killing, no more fights, nothing of that ever happened.
Well, we didn't stop that, but we, definitely got our money's worth from it.
Well, it
Put a
helped
lot of
Al
people in
Capone.
jail. It did help a lot of mafias, actually.
It helped
Yeah.
the mafia make a lot of money.
It's kind of strange that was the heyday of the mafia.
Well, yeah, and not only that, it was the heyday for government people who would go to speakeasies.
What's a speakeasy?
And that was a hidden bar. That was a speakeasy.
Is that where the wall turns and all of a sudden you're like in this club and everything?
It could be that way, but it was always very discreet, quiet, and you had to know somebody who knew somebody, or you had to know what was right. And sometimes you had to enter by password or by what you wore, or there's many ways I used to be sure that you weren't of the
Like
police.
a hand sign or something?
It could be a hand sign.
The
it could-
Bohemian Grove?
And one of the things
Similar
about,
to that.
there are many groups today that are working for opposition to freedom. Freedom of what? Now, everybody has a definition of freedom.
Sure.
Okay, but the Constitution has its definition,
What is that?
and it means a free society that is able to bear arms and to
Sounds like
judge those who break the law. What is the law? You cannot steal. It's basically the Ten Commandments.
God's
And
law.
yeah, all laws are based upon the word. And some might disagree with that, but the thing about it is all truth and all righteousness to stop evil comes from the truth and the Bible. And one of the problems, Mr. Obama, congressmen and women, is that it's not the guns. Even if you were to outlaw all guns, it wouldn't stop what you're seeing today. There's a bigger problem that I heard one man on CBS say it quite literally. It's just that some people do not believe there is evil in the world and that the seat of evil is within man. And it was passed on to us in the fall of the garden. Let's say it honestly.
So why do you think they're trying to pass gun control then? I mean, why is people like
Well,
our
because they
president
know,
for
a lot of people in government know what the Constitution is. It
it?
was
If they
written.
know, then wouldn't they want to protect those rights? Wouldn't they
Well, you
wanna
have to
help us
understand,
with those
they're a
rights?
separate nation in Washington, D.C.
So you're saying that our president does not answer to the people?
No. Well, did Bush?
No.
Did what president answer to Congress or the people?
Well, on paper, they all do.
Yes. And in public,
And in public,
they will toe the
placate
line.
to us, sure.
Yeah. But in the reality, Bush would say, "Oh, the Constitution." Huh. He knows how it really works in Washington, D.C. When they slip up and say those things, you get a little glimpse behind the curtain. And I don't mean anything against the president of the government. Sometimes there are people outside that know more than the people on the inside. And we know who's running a lot of the major governments today, and it isn't our governments, any of even the Knesset or Congress or any of those who are in power. They are minimally the front men and people who deal with the public, who are put in power not by vote or by their decision, but a selection process that puts them in their position for a specific purpose to achieve a certain end, which doesn't particularly relate to what the people want. The basis of all power is the family. That's one thing that nobody values in government as much as they used to, anyway. At least in my opinion.
Sure.